everyone, I'm Laura from GoSimpli, and today I have a seated upper body workout using a medicine ball. So this workout will include both a warm-up and a cool-down, and we're going to do the warm-up and cool-down exercises for 30 seconds apiece, and the actual exercises through the workout will be 45 seconds on with a 15-second rest. So today you'll need a chair. We're going to do everything seated, and I have a medicine ball. If you don't have one, you can alternate, use a single dumbbell in between two hands would be just fine. So we don't need it for our warm-up, so I'm just going to drop it to the floor there. And we're just going to start with some arm circles. We're going to alternate forwards and backwards. We're just going to get the upper body all sort of warmed up and ready to go here. So these are arm exercises for sure, but we're also going to get our torso involved. So there will be a few core and back exercises as well as obliques. So it's kind of going to do the whole upper body, but the legs will not be involved in this at all. Okay, and now we're just going to swing our arms sort of across, do it nice and slow and exaggerate, so really pull them back and then really pull them forward. We want to get that spine warmed up because we are going to be using it today. As I said, it's going to be sort of everything from the hips up, but nothing from the lower body. So you should be able to do this even if you have lower body mobility restrictions. Okay, and then we're going to go up and we're going to swing forward a bit. And again, not really fast. We're just trying to get a good rotation and get some flexion through the spine now. So you probably don't even need shoes today. I just put mine on because I always do, unless I'm just stretching for some reason. It just is part of my outfit, I suppose. Now we're just going to do some torso circles. So just sort of like, roll it around in one direction and then you can sort of go the other direction. But just sort of rolling it all around any way that sort of feels comfortable. Just make sure you sort of go in both ways a bit and just get a little bit of warmth through there. And then we have one more warm-up exercise. We're just going to do some side bends and reach overhead as you do it. And we'll get a little bit warmed up through the obliques there, through the side of the body. I can feel I did a kickboxing workout the other day and I'm still feeling it in through my sides. Just a few more seconds here. Excellent job. So go and grab either a single dumbbell or if you have it, a medicine ball. Mine is 8 pounds. And I'll be using this for the whole workout. So anything, 5 pounds, whatever works for you. 5 pounds, 10 pounds. I wouldn't go super, super heavy unless you are very used to upper body weightlifting and you know you can handle it. So our first exercise is going to be a front arm raise. So I'm going to take the ball in 2 hands and I'm simply going to raise it up and then lower it down. So I've had to move my legs a little bit out to the side so that I have a little bit more range of motion. And I can show you this from the side. So I don't really have bent elbows per se, but they're not locked out either. And my tailbone is tucked under, my back is nice and straight, and I'm using just my arms. The back muscles are getting involved, but I'm not swinging. There's no momentum involved. So again, we're doing these for 45 seconds apiece. And then we'll have a 15-second break where I will tell you what's coming up next. And here's our break here. So next up, we're going to do a bicep curl. So again, we're going to have the ball between 2 hands. And I have to open my knees a bit so that I can do that, and we're just going to curl it up and then let it back down. So I have my elbows sort of pressed right into my sides there so that I'm not swinging. I don't really want my elbows to move. I'll show you from the side. So my elbows aren't coming forward. They're sort of glued to my sides so that just my biceps are getting this. It's more like a hammer curl than a traditional bicep curl. So we are using the muscles a little bit differently. It's always good to use them in slightly different ways. We get a slightly different range of motion. Works the muscle just a little bit differently. Okay, and of course, if you want to, you could definitely do this whole workout standing. Okay, so we'll take a break here, and then we're going to do, if you have a kettlebell, they're called halos. So basically what we're going to do is we're just going to take the ball between two hands, and we're going to keep our elbows close to our head and circle one way around our head, and then the other way around our head. So this is a kettlebell exercise that I'm just modifying here to use the ball with. You could do all of these exercises with a kettlebell as well. Just use what you have, and if you don't have anything, you can do it without weight. You could lift like a heavy water bottle, or go out to your kid's sandbox and fill an old water bottle with sand. That'll make it nice and heavy, or some sort of jug, an old bleach jug, or old vinegar bottle. Maybe don't fill that totally, that would be very heavy. But get creative. It doesn't have to be anything that you spend money on. Excellent job here. So now we're going to do a tricep extension. So I just keep putting my ball down and giving my hands a bit of a rest. So we're going to take it up overhead. Try and keep your elbows close together and bend back to the back of your neck and then straighten it up. So I'll show you from the side. So we want to get down as low as we can towards the back, because that's where the triceps are getting the work. If we just go to here, they're working, but not very hard. That's not a full range of motion. We want to get all the way down and then up, and you will feel a difference. Make sure you have a good grip on that weight or the ball or whatever you're using. But it is a lot harder, you'll notice, if you go all the way down. And if you do the motion nice and slowly, because that's the way it hurts the most. And one more here. Great job. So take a little break. Now we're going to do a bent over row. So just stretch your fingers out like I am. So we're just going to bend over, and we're simply going to hold the ball between two hands and pull it up to your chest and let it go back down. So up to your chest and then back down, and so my elbows are going quite wide out to the side. And again, I've had to open my legs so that I can fit between them. You might be able to go in front if you want, but that's a very awkward position for me, and it doesn't feel comfortable. So I don't want to do things that don't feel comfortable. It's not like it just feels hard. It hurts. I mean, not painful hurt, but it doesn't feel right. So for me, this feels much better. You'll have to see what works for your body, but if there's something that just doesn't feel right, even if it's not super painful, but it just doesn't feel like, oh, I don't think I'm doing it right, you're probably not. That's a good sign. Excellent. Come on back up. And now we're going to do an overhead press. Just do a few wrist circles here. There's a difference holding a ball than holding a weight. It's a bit different on the wrists and the hands. So we're just going to take it here, and we're just going to press overhead, and then bring it back down sort of to chin, just below your chin, and then back up and down. And again, you want a nice straight back with your tailbone tucked under, your abs pulled in, and slow and deliberate movements so that you're not rushing any one part of the exercise. And taking nice deep breaths the whole time. I actually really like working with a medicine ball this size. I find the big ones really hard for me to hold. I'm not a very big person. Okay, take a rest. Now we're going to do a wood chop. So I want to show you this before I continue just chatting away. So we're just going to go to one side of the body and then diagonally lift it to the other side. And this is one of those exercises where we are definitely now getting the torso and the back really involved. So up, and then there's a twist involved. So twist to one, and then lift to the other. And we're going to stay all on one side, and then we will do the other side. So our arms are definitely working hard, but so is the torso. So make sure that that lower back the pelvis is tucked under and that your abs are pulled in tight. And then just sort of rotate. So I do really enjoy working with this size of weighted medicine ball. I have a bigger one. It's like, okay, take a rest here and definitely drop the weight and swing those arms a bit. It's bigger than a basketball. Like, it's like this. And because I'm not a very big person, I find it incredibly, so we're going to do the other side, incredibly challenging to hold on to, because just holding it, my arms are really working hard because it's an awkward position. It's like my husband can lift all these boxes and I can lift the weight, but because my arms are so far apart, I can't sustain lifting that weight. But then again, I'm only like, well, I always tell people I'm 5'4", but the truth of it is I'm 5'3" in a bit. So I'm just not a very big person. And my arms just don't go that wide. I mean, my legs aren't that long, so of course my upper body's not going to be that long. And my shoulders just aren't that wide apart to do it. It's just a different build. Okay, so now we're going to do an upright row. And so this has a bit of an interesting arm position. It might be easier to do with a weight, but we're going to go up under our chin and let it go down. So under the chin and down. And if this one is fine for my elbows, but if it bothers your elbows, then just do a regular bent over row again. Or you could, we're using biceps in this as well, you could do another round of bicep curls, but do something that feels better for you if this is awkward for your elbows. So we just have a few more minutes here. No, seconds, sorry, that'd be time to do this. And we are past halfway in the workout. We're really making progress here. Okay, and next up, we're going to do a torso rotation. So we're simply going to hold the ball to the front and we're going to twist and twist. It's sort of like a Russian twist, but we're not going to lean back too much. We're just going to say straight up and down. And so we're just going to twist to one side and twist to the other. And it might be tempting to do this really quickly, but try not to. In fact, tell yourself to use your ab muscles to sort of pull you back towards center and then pull you back. And that will work them a lot harder. You will feel it a lot more and you will protect your back. If you do this really fast, you could wrench your lower back and then not be able to work out for a week, which would, not be good. Not to mention you'd be really uncomfortable for that whole week. Or do more permanent damage and have to have physio and stuff. Okay. Take another little arm break, and we're going to do just a bend over and a lift. So we're going to go all the way to the ground, sit up, and then up over your head and down. So nice and slow bend, lower, raise, sit, up. So it's kind of a combination here. So we're doing a row, and then like a deadlift, and then an overhead press. And we want to do it nice and slow. You'll notice I'm sort of doing each of the three moves separately. And that's to make sure that I'm not using momentum for any of the moves. Excellent. And now we're going to do an overhead tilt side to side. So we're going to put the ball up top and we're just going to tilt slightly to one side and then slightly to the other. Sort of like, we're a tree swaying in the breeze. So your weight is overhead and then just tilt a little bit to one side, come back up and tilt to the other. And so definitely make sure again that your pelvis is tucked under, that your abdominals are pulled in tightly, And then we're just only tip as far as is comfortable for you. If you go too far, you are definitely going to hurt the obliques along the side or the lower back. It always seems to be the lower back that really takes the brunt of these things, which is why as we get older, we have sore lower backs or lower back injuries. Just a few more seconds here. Excellent. So next we're going to sort of do like an Arnold press. So we're going to hold the ball in front of us here and then do an overhead press with it. So it's not a perfect Arnold press, but it's a modified Arnold press for holding a ball. So we're just going to go up and down. So it's a different arm position where our elbows are much closer together. And this is our last exercise. So after this, we will put the ball off to the side and we'll get ready to do a few stretches. So this is a nice sort of 20-minute workout. It's perfect length. You could add a nice stretching video after this if you want, or a short sort of like 10-minute abs on the ground, or some legs. We haven't worked any legs at all, so you could do sort of I'm going to be taping actually a lower body on the mat with this medicine ball, so that would be a good one to add. Excellent. So I'm just going to very carefully sort of bring this to the side. The great thing with a ball is I can just roll it out of the way. And we're going to start with a tricep stretch. We're going to do both arms, so it doesn't matter which one you're doing as long as you do both of them. So I'm going to start with a tricep stretch. I'm going to pull my arm overhead, use my other hand to push it down. So if I show you from the side, it's trying to get that between my shoulder blades there. So again, I happen to be doing my left, but I'm going to switch off and do my right. So if you're working on your right, then the next time you just switch off and do your left. It really doesn't matter. I know some people get caught up and they're like, oh, I'm doing the wrong arm or I'm doing the wrong leg. I will always do both sides. Okay, give it a little, and then switch. So I have never been a fan of when you look up and you find this workout and it's great, and you get to the end and you're like, I only did the left side of my body. And then the person in the video will usually tell you, they're like, and just play it again through and do the other side. It's like, but I don't want to. I want to do it with you, and I want to do the same side that you're doing, and I just find it bothers me. But weird things bother me. Okay, and we're going to cross. So maybe it doesn't bother you to just play it through twice, which is fine. I just feel like, I got to the end of the video, I felt like I finished it, I completed it, now I have to start again. It's like demotivating. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I need more motivation than others. So just pulling this across so you feel a nice stretch all along the side of the arm here and even across the back, the upper back there. And then we'll do a nice switch. Oh, I feel like I need to do more stretching. I can feel a lot of tightness. It's funny, when I do upper body weightlifting, I'll do anything from as low as even 3 pounds for some moves, but all the way up to 12 for a lot of things. And this 8-pound medicine ball is right in the, even sometimes 15. That 8-pound medicine ball is sort of, now we're just going to do chest expansion, sorry, so really round that back forward. But for some reason when I use the medicine ball, because it's a different grip, it can really feel like, whew, that's a challenge. And I tell myself, I should do it more often, and then 2 or 3 weeks go by, and I'm like, I haven't done anything with the medicine ball, time to switch it up. And it's good to switch up the things we use and the types of exercises we do. Now we're going to go the other way, because our bodies are really, really efficient, and they get used to the things that we do quickly. So it's good to mix it up all the time, which is why I try to post a new workout video every week, but sometimes it's 2 weeks, or sometimes it's a day later, or whatever, but I do have lots and lots of videos on my channel now, definitely over 100. And now we're just going to do some of those torso rolls again. So rolling to one side, and then rolling back to the other. But there are well over 100 videos now posted on my channel. So go through and do some of the older ones if you're looking for something different. There's lots there. And of course, let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see. Excellent job. Great job, everyone. That was a hard one. I hope you enjoyed it. I know a lot of you always tell me that you like seated upper body weights. So if there's something different you'd like to see, or if you prefer a Tabata timer or 30 seconds instead of 45, let me know what you'd like to see. I love doing upper body weights seated as well, so I'd be very happy to make some more for you. Thanks for joining me and have a great day.